woken up around your campfire. Uh, we did that. We picked up the sword that was kind of standing in the middle of the embers. Um, and you're all very tired, very beat up. Um, and there's nothing around you. It's pretty desolate. And over just above the horizon, you've got enough distance to where you can see something uh, to your north. And after probably half a day's stumble, shabble, walk in that direction, it begins to become clear that there is a village here out in the middle of goddamn nowhere. Um, it's not marked on any maps that you guys may have of the area. There's no reason that there should be a town here. There's no trade route. There's not even a fucking road. It's just you're in the middle of just badlands. And all of a sudden, as you get closer, the ground begins to get a little bit greener, and you begin to see this maybe waist high wall that wouldn't keep out anything that really wanted to get into it. It offers no real protection around this town, but it's the only defenses that you see. Um, and about another 2 or 3 hours walk, and you get there, and you come up to this waist high wall around this town, and here it is. It's this prospering little village in the middle of fucking nowhere. Um, and
Aw.
the wall is maintained. It's in good repair. The only gaps seem to be where a road would goes in or out of the town. And that's really about it. Everybody, as you begin to make your way into town, looks up and waves and smiles and is friendly. You can tell that they're beginning to hang Dragon Boon decorations around the town. So you got some green lanterns, or not green lanterns, excuse me, orange lanterns being hung, and just different preparations being made. Um, the city center has a prominent fountain in it, and the kids are just kind of playing around, laughing. Everybody seems to be in a very good mood.
That's because we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, we've showed up. Time to bring not to sound dumb, do they look like they're all humans?
Yeah, they're all humans, elves. They look like what you would expect a kind of multiracial town to be. It's not heavily one way or the other, but
So
it's
a lot of humans, a lot of elves.
yeah, some orcs and some dwarves as well.
Was there any kind of sign, like a welcome to?
There is a small kind of welcome to sign, and Lagoin is the name of the town.
Lagoin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Little tear in Ogle's eye. She's like, I actually see half-orcs walking around and not being, ostracized and thrown dirt at. Little tear.
Everybody seems to be really just kind of doing their own thing and going about their daily business.
I'm going to use a Caltrip minor illusion to make myself look pristine. Like, clothes are brand new, freshly bathed. I want to look like I just, like I haven't been in a dungeon ever in my life.
Okay. So you look very, very fresh and very clean.
Dapper.
Too bad caltrips don't cover smell.
But that's okay. He'll just stay near me. He'll stay near Olga, and he'll just be like, that must be her. Well, Olga's doing the opposite. You're pointing out there's this nice fountain with a bunch of kids around it. Olga's like making a beeline for that fountain and just jamming her head into it and drinking her fill of water.
Okay. The
Water.
the kids around begin to just splash water at you, and they're being playful and definitely not malicious. They're not intimidated at all, and they're just they're playing like kids.
Is anyone reacting to the bear?
No,
Cool.
no, everybody seems to just kind of be doing. Oh, and I got the wrong token for tambourine. Let me fix that real quick. But everybody seems to just really, they acknowledge you, they see you, and they're just like okay, and they go about their business. It's
No one like comes up to introduce themselves or anything.
not not right away. Not as you guys are making your way into town. No.
Cool.
Let me ask you this. Does it appear as if any of the children playing in the fountain have nearby parents? Like any of them have like a particular group of people like sitting on a bench or anything watching them? Are these kids being monitored?
You can see that they're being monitored, but they're being monitored in the way that kids in a safe neighborhood are monitored, where the adults like peek their head out their window and look and, okay, Tommy's there, and go back to doing what they're doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Because I'm going to do this for those people.
He's gonna stuff one of them in his bag of holding.
I'm going to the closest child to me.
Set
I'm going
the
to
bar
take a
low.
knee in front of him and prestidigitate some fireworks coming out of my hand.
Okay.
And
And
just like far above the city, just a great big pretty.
right on.
Fucking
The
Gingy Tebow here.
you get some oohs and ahs out of the kids, and their eyes light up, and they're like, "Are you here for Dragon Moon? Are you going to be part of the celebration?"
I will address them and say, I'm actually not from here. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like fun.
Don't we all know what
You
Dragon
do
Moon
all
is?
know what Dragon Moon is.
Oh,
General
okay.
concept.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a local.
No,
village thing.
it's a worldwide holidays, just to
Yeah.
make my life easier.
Think of Dragon Moon kind of like Halloween, but Halloween more like mixed with a true festival of like riddling and stuff because
Yeah.
there's riddling done.
But there's like they like it's like a middleman. They give you gold instead of just candy, even
Right.
though you'll probably be buying it
Right.
later.
But it's usually has a big feast and some riddling competitions, and there's fireworks and yeah, so there's a lot of just festive stuff that happens during Dragon Moon.
Awesome.
As the kid asks Vitus if we're here for Dragon Moon, Yonder's gonna make a dragon statue out of the like stone.
Well, got to remember we don't have a lot of we
it's-
don't have any big spells left. We have like maybe cantrips and that's it.
I've got a small stone shape left in me somewhere.
Okay. Where are you putting this dragon?
It's just like right here by the fountain.
Okay. And the kids like are
I assume that's-
equally
yeah.
impressed. They've never seen somebody do this before. They're like, this is amazing, and they can't believe the shape that you were able to create out of the rock. And they're just they're clattered around it, and then they begin to climb on top of it, and just are completely fearless and not like you usually have that one kid that's like, I'm not going to climb up on that because I might fall and get hurt. But none of these kids are like that. They are just climbing all over everything.
There's no Arnold's.
There aren't.
Very nice.
But yeah, so my answer would be then, we're just passing through, but we intend on enjoying ourselves.
They say, well, there's an inn. If you guys want to stay for a few evenings, it's not very big, and it's really just like a big house. But I'm sure they'll be happy to help you.
Oh my God, Olga is going to suddenly kneel down in front of that kid and like grab him by the front of his shirt, and then remember, oh wait, trying not to. Wait, sorry, didn't mean to grab you that fast. Where is this inn? Point it out, pretty please. And she tries to smile nicely.
And the kid indicates that it's on the north part of town and basically gives you directions to this building here.
Wait, Olga's going to do the reaction as she's supposed to. She looks at Dr. V and knows he's going to race for it, and she just takes off running for the inn.
Dr. V don't run in. Dr. V don't sweat when we're out of combat. I'm taking my goddamn time.
All right.
If you don't think I'm gonna illusionarily make myself look like a kid in a costume and go ask for money door to door, then you're out your goddamn mind.
What is the big building behind the inn?
That is the town hall. As you walk up it, it's very definitely a structure that was made for municipal purposes, and you guess that it probably serves as town hall, meeting place, and pretty much any other general purpose building that they may need. Banquet hall, whatever they really need it for. But its official title is the town hall.
Okay.
Centralized meeting building type thing. Got it. It's a quaint little village. Lagoin.
Right. So are you guys all going to the inn now, or what's up?
Yeah, I think I'm going to the inn. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Where's my
I think we
horse?
need some washing up.
Your
and
horse is
resting.
with you.
Then I'll have to stable my horse first.
Okay. There's a stable there with the inn. You guys
Is
have
there room enough for a bear in the stable?
there are about two empty
Dude.
stalls at the moment, so yeah, you could probably put a bear
Wow.
in one of them.
You're gonna take Tambourine, who like was a major force of our awesome party surviving, and put him in the stables.
Do we? I mean, I guess we could ask if they'll let him in at the inn, but Yonder's pretty used to like people saying no to that.
So you guys get to the inn, and there is a spot for the stables. You've been here for about probably an hour and a half, kind of coming into town, talking with the kids and whatnot, finding your way to the inn, and you're actually starting to feel better already. You should have been at a fourth of your health. Go ahead and give yourself another 5 hit points back.
Awesome. Of course, I did the math now. 65 divided by 4 is 21, so call it 25. Wait, a fourth. Dumbass. Math. A fourth. A fourth.
But as you
18, so
as you
20.
make your way to the inn and get into the inn, there is a and it's definitely, it looks like it was a big house at one point that the person has converted into an inn. And the innkeeper is there. It's a tall brunette lady behind, kind of in the kitchen when you walk in the door. And
Jack.
in fact, you have to call through the building to see if there's actually anybody in there, because you don't hear anybody when you first enter.
They don't have one of those cool little silver bell things to ring repeatedly?
No, because you enter into like a foyer area.
Okay.
And it looks like it's an inn. There's a a logbook and everything, but there's no counter that she's going to stand behind or anything.
It's more of a bread and breakfast looking kind of
Right,
place,
kind of.
feel.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So Olga's
Just
trying
as
to...
a logistics thing, Amp, I can see that the tokens are attached to our old character sheets.
Oh, these are they?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I changed my numbers to reflect current.
Good call. Let me see if I can update these real quick.
Because I changed my hit points and I noticed that they didn't change. And if you look at it, it says at 45, which is the old one.
Let me get these changed here real quick.
So
I copied them from an old sheet, and that's
Yeah.
why.
Because I'm gonna be honest here, if Yonder like his instant reflexes stable Tambourine, Olga's gonna like try to. Well, she doesn't have very good lying skills, but she's gonna try to lie. So like Tambourine's a polymorph member of their party. He's actually a very intelligent member of our party.
Observe. Watch this other one turn into a bear too.
Yeah, look, see, poof, poof. He just got stuck in that form. He needs at least 3 days of sleeping in a comfortable inn, and then he'll be able to.
I mean, but Yonder, if Tambourine's out in the stable, Yonder's probably gonna stay there with him. But, like they're
You're
both
saying-
very comfortable sleeping in.
Are you saying
Hello.
he can barely stand to be away from him?
Dude, that's up to you. Like, if you need me
Yeah.
to talk
I'll-
you into that, I'll do
I
my
mean-
best.
Yeah, let's talk to the proprietor first and see what their options are.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm
There we go.
correcting everybody's tokens here real quick, just to make sure we have them. I think they're all good now. Other than, yeah, okay.
What is the blue bar, by the way?
That is your death door bar. So you have 11 hit points. That if you lose those 11 after your initial, whatever, that is you are dead.
Ah, okay. Okay.
All right. So you guys get into the inn, and you call through, and this tall elven brunette walks in and says, "Yes, can I help you, gentlemen and lady?"
Oh, she did. Wow, I'm actually already touched. She actually recognized Olga's femininity. Little heart, hand to her heart, little tear.
What can I do for you?
I'm
Did Olga
waiting for.
Did Olga get there first? She's like, room, please.
I think I'm gonna, just for ease, I'm gonna say you all got there roughly the same time.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Vitus to talk. Before
I
say
was
something.
waiting for her to address me directly. She seemed to be addressing the group, so
She did address the group and just kind of looking from face to face. Definitely not an impatient look, but just kind of waiting on a response to her. What can I do for you?
I guess waiting for someone else to take lead because he was hoping to not pick up the bill, but at that point, social graces dictate. So I'll step forward and say we're looking for an inn for the next undetermined number of days.
Sure, absolutely. I've got a couple of spare rooms here at the house that I'll be more than happy to lend out. They've been vacant for quite a while, as we don't get many visitors out here in our part of the world. But I'll be more than happy to put you up at no cost.
Well, I will. With that being the case, I am going to tip her 50 gold, like in a little bag, slide it on that, and say, if not for yourself, then for the children who will surely visit.
She picks it up and ponders it, and she's like, normally I would not accept this because I mean the rooms are going to be empty anyway because nobody comes. But Dragon Moon is soon, and it'll be good to see the bright children's faces. So she does take it and kind of tucks it into a pocket in her apron.
There we go.
And she leads you upstairs in the house, and the house has at current 6 empty rooms, and offers you to take your pick of the room. Each room's kind of similarly furnished. It has a bed and a desk and a chair, and somehow each room has managed to have a window that outlooks over the town as well. And so it's a fairly peaceful, nice view out there. And each room is equipped with its own shower. So you've got some running water. And she says, make yourselves comfortable. And I will serve meals if you guys would like me to. Or if you can fend for yourself, then that is fine as well. And she's just extremely accommodating.
Wow.
Does
Okay.
just from observation, are any of the rooms nicer than the others? Have a bigger bed, have a cleaner sheets? Do any of them look like, the, without no one saying it, the good room?
Actually, all the rooms look identical, and they're so identical and up to standards that Vitus is actually impressed. Like, the thread count in these sheets is ridiculous for a small village. How did these get here? Kind of impressed.
Fair enough.
So, but you guys are welcome to, she says you're welcome to pretty much the run of the house. If you'd like, I can cook, but there's food in the kitchen as well. You're our only guest. Your horse, I assume you brought a horse, looking from each of you, or horses. There's a stable, and the horse is welcome to stay there. Any other companions that you have that I may need to know about?
Yes. So, was the door wide enough for a bear? By the way,
it is
as we
not.
walked in?
It's a normal kind of house door. So
Okay. So Yonder probably wouldn't have strayed very far from the door.
Okay.
And so like, did they all like go upstairs?
they did.
Okay. So he'll probably find his way to the stable and like start setting up an area for him and Tamarine.
Okay.
I was gonna try and get you a room, but if you can't fit through the door,
I
then
can't,
there's not
yeah.
much I can do.
Yeah, there is there's a regular kind of horse stalls. There's 3 or 4 of them, and then there's a large, kind of, it would be the size of 2 stalls if they were combined, area that has the hay is down and it looks like there's a couple of blankets and everything. It's just real kind of an open area where you could definitely make yourselves comfortable. There's enough room for both you and Tambourine to be very comfortable there.
Sounds great.
Does this extremely nice innkeeper leader like give us keys to these rooms, or like there's no locks on the doors kind of things?
There's no locks on the doors.
My God, I think Olga's having a momentary crisis here. She thinks they're dead. She's like, this is what human heaven's like. Everything's free. We'd stay in a nice house. There's a shower. Little kids weren't running and screaming in fear. Are we dead? she's like poking Dr. Vitas. She's like, did we die? Did we not survive the tomb?
Well, I think we're all dead. I think we've all died.
And she gives you a very kind of confused look overhearing this kind of line of conversation. She said, "No, in fact, no one here usually has any illness or dies other than of old age. You are definitely alive and in perfect health, or at least making
Perfect
your way
health seems
to
like a
perfect
stretch.
health."
Perfect doesn't apply to other than that guy over there.
I'm going to
Usually we're not
actually-
too perfect.
I'm going to actually arch an eyebrow and as politely and used cars man saleslingly going to ask her, would you say everyone in the town is unnaturally healthy?
No, everybody just we don't get sick. We generally don't get hurt. Everybody in town is just usually very happy.
If a child were to scrape his knee playing, how long would you say it takes for that knee to go better?
I don't know. Children generally don't scrape themselves.
Yeah. Can Olga share a raised eyebrow with Dr. V? Like, this is too nice. This isn't how it works out for her. It's like, no, this is creepy. But I am going to take a shower because that looks really good.
Yeah, no, totally.
Okay. She will leave you guys to, take care of your business.
Did she ever say her name? She didn't even say her name.
She did not. She said, "My name is Anna. If you need me."
Yeah, it's the irresistible lure of the trail of gear and armor leading to the shower. Olga's in the shower.
All right.
It's a shower. Oh my god, a shower.
You guys spend an hour taking care of your personals, and go ahead and give yourselves another 5 hit points back.
Dude, we're healing unnaturally fast in this town. This is creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I hope if I type correctly. But Olga's not that bright. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to wake up from this dream. My wisdom's telling me this is bullshit, but I don't care. It's Happyville right now.
Yeah, how is there a way that someone would be able to tell that they were
You
feeling
begin to
better?
feel, yeah, you're less fatigued. The aches and pains and bruises that you had are subsiding.
All right, well, let's see. Shower done. And nobody, when we walked into town, it was like we first spotted those kids, but it didn't seem like, were any of the townspeople like walking around even like armed or wearing
No.
armor or any kind? It's like, there's a peaceful little town. It's like,
Yeah, you haven't seen a weapon or piece of armor since you entered town.
it's like the Olga nervousness is like, don't want to put on the stinky armor. Let it air out. Spread the gear out, but can't do it. Has to have weapon on hip kind of thing. So Mind Splinter and her artifact on her hips, and she's going to go out to the stables to see if Yonder got set up okay.
Okay.
So
While in town, I'm basically going to be doing my best to kind of over-exaggerate a hobble, like not cartoonishly so, but to where people would see my mage staff and go like, "Oh, that kindly gentleman has a walking stick."
Okay. Let me get back to you on that real quick. Cypher, anything in particular you're doing?
I think at this point it is a matter of being more focused on trying to get back to full capacity
Okay.
before I'll be able to think rationally about the situation.
Okay. Yonder, anything in particular that you want to take care of?
Yonder's going to sort of make a bath in the stable.
See, that's
Just
why
sort of
Olga was
chill.
actually coming out to see if you wanted to use her room.
He's got create water, and there's probably a trough.
There is a big tub and
man.
some a pump that you are more than welcome to make use of to make a bath for yourself.
So Olga walks in, and like he and Tambourine are like rubbing sage leaves all over each other.
Wow.
Do you,
But,
you need Dr. V to like summon up some scented candles for you?
A little bit of lavender.
There's some berry white.
there's that long pause, and Olga's just like, oh.
They just,
Doesn't
like-
look away, or she's just like, oh.
They just lock eyes.
she's just this explains a lot. She's like, now I understand. It's beyond a bromance. It's a backs out of the stables. My bad. My bad.
All right.
Pulls the curtains.
So Gingy, you're walking around town with your hobble rather, and you get some odd looks from some of the townspeople, and a few of them even come up to you, and just very kindly, very gently, like pat you on the shoulder and say, "Don't worry, I'm sure that limp will get much better soon."
I will very politely smile and say thank you.
And over the course of the rest of that day, you guys regain probably 85% of your hit points total. So you are feeling a whole lot better than you were when you first entered the village.
4, so that's 55. It's like, we haven't rested though to speak of, so haven't regained spells unexplainedly, have we?
Yeah, they've started to kind of your mental faculties are starting to come back to you as well. So you've regained probably let's call it all of your spells.
All right.
Wow. Yeah, Olga has to go back to talk to Yonder. Sorry to interrupt the bath. If he's still in there bathing.
Once Yonder's done, he's probably gonna reconvene, go visit everyone. He's also going to distribute the gold that he found in the temple, amongst everyone. Do you remember the exact number of?
2,500.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna divide that by 4.
If you were the temple gold, yeah, it was 2,500. And there was 2,500 gold, 2,500 silver, for found in the temple, for you.
Okay, so everybody give yourselves 625.
Dude, Olga's not gonna say no. She didn't find shit.
I mean, I feel like each of us brought our value to the table of the dungeon.
Druids have no need for worldly possessions.
It's true.
Olga agrees with that philosophy right up to the point where you suddenly need flea dip and shampoo for Tamarine. It's like, money would come in handy.
Yonder knows some herbal ways to...
Give him another bath, give him another rub down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because Dr. Vitus is out like exploring the town and like hitting up the locals and gathering knowledge, but Olga was just like, her plan was to go back to the room and rest, to pray. She didn't pray and is getting spells back. She has to share that with the druid who understands, because V gets his power just from his damn mind. She's like, this is wrong. Something's really wrong here. I have not communed with Weejas, and I feel like I've got most of my spells back.
Yeah,
Something's
Yonder's
crazy.
probably also going to be like, I was noticing that there seemed to be some sort of regenerative effects happening in this town. Children also seemed like they had no worries at all of getting hurt. Really, everyone here seems to be completely worry-free of any kind of injury.
We were kind of stumbling our way into town, but how far outside of town was it that the druid would have probably noticed more than Olga, but how it seemed like we were in like where we were camping and where we came back to our consciousness, nasty badlands, and then suddenly
we should be in the middle
kind
of
of
the
nice
desert
grass.
right now.
We should be in nasty lands, and it was like suddenly, hey, nice grass, nice area.
Can I make a knowledge nature check? Because Yonder's heard of like, oh crap, what are they called when there's like water in the middle of a desert?
Oasis?
Oasis?
An oasis, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a nature
Yeah,
check.
see if this seems like an oasis.
It seems like the area and the foliage and the grass that is in this village seems like what you would expect this area to produce if it wasn't Badlands.
Okay.
If it had the proper nutrients and everything that it needed to prosper, this is what would grow here.
Okay, so it's not that we're in like a different there's probably not like a pocket dimension of some sort going on here. This is just like an unnatural amount of fertility.
Actually, it seems completely natural. It does
Okay.
not seem out of place. You know that you haven't changed dimensions. You know that you are where you are, but this spot is just extremely uh,
Fertile.
fruitful and fertile.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think Yonder's gonna go look around and see if there's um, any sort of temples or any nature religious kind of things in town.
Okay.
Dr.
Uh,
B
Is-
is
There you
doing like a perimeter. Basically, he's just taking a stroll around the skirts of the city.
okay.
It's definitely a small little ass village. I like that. Shouldn't take us long.
Yeah, it's a small village. It has maybe 200 people that live in it. Um, and Gingy, as you make your walk around the perimeter, a lot of the townspeople raise their hand and wave and hi and are just super friendly, and they're going about their day.
I'm
Roll
going to
me-
return that. Like I'm going to make sure that I am giving off as much of an air of welcoming, approachable. Like, oh, good day to you too, sir.
and roll me a spot check real quick.
Spot check.
Spell check.
Somebody has to do it. Spot check.
Spot.
All right. So there are a few things that you notice. One is that nobody seems to be maimed or injured in any way, shape, or form, and you almost expect to see, a farmer missing a finger, or commonplace injuries, but you don't see any. The other things is that you do come across a blacksmith, and it's a very small blacksmith shop, and it seems that everything in the shop hanging up to be sold, or that seems finished, is a tool of some sort. You don't see any armor or any weapons of any kind. And you don't see any town guards. You don't see anybody that you think would work in a sheriff capacity or a paladin's capacity at all.
Creepy.
I as I pass the blacksmith, I'm going to basically still just tip of the hat, be nice to him. What I would like to be doing right now is making my way back to that fountain.
Okay. Let me come back to you in just a minute then. Yonder, as far as your search for any kind of temples or nature-focused religions of any sort, you don't come across any. There is a large park at the kind of this area of town that there's groves of trees, and there's no houses or anything right across from the town hall, but there's no religious statues or
There's nothing
anything.
carved in the trees or anything
Right.
like that.
It's just a grove of trees.
All right.
Cypher, anything in particular you want to do?
Am I still relatively fucked up?
No,
Uh,
you're like 85%.
Tweak your hit point bars to 85.
Okay, so that would be, I guess. Oops, that's 654.
No.
That's,
You feel real good.
hold on. No, god
Total
damn
swole.
keyboard. Fucking thing. There we go. Okay. I would, seeing as I'm now within the realm of being functional, the basic idea that I would have would be to passively investigate the village. Obviously, walking around, it's not that big,
Okay.
and observing people, because I'm looking to see if the behavior of the people in the village is noticeably different? Because I've been in a couple towns and cities, and I know how an average group of people would behave.
Mhm.
Does the behavior of these villagers seem odd? They're acting a little too.
Nice.
Yeah, obviously that there's something off about the people, and I'm trying to see if there is something off about these people, or it just happens to be a group of happy people.
No, in fact, you see them going about pretty much the same thing that Genji sees. They're very friendly, they're very open. If you approach any of them to talk to them, they're more than willing to talk to you. They don't seem to be hiding anything. You're not getting any weird kind of suspicious auras or glances or anything from any of them.
Okay.
It's just fucking weird. Weird.
Okay, there isn't actually that. Okay. Then, yeah, like let's see. So the inn is here, and obviously the town doesn't go any farther than here in terms of actual distance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I don't know, can you see this? No, you can't see that. God damn it, it doesn't make a little mark. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk in this direction.
Okay.
Outside of the village. I want to get out of the area back to the part that we started coming in and walk around out there to see if there's anything. Because obviously this is in the middle of fucking nowhere. I mean, is there anything, like, is there any paths? Is there any, like, anything outside? Is there a graveyard? Anything outside of this place that is beyond what we're seeing on the inside?
So on the other side of the wall, the grass continues for 5 or 6 feet before it kind of just gradually fades into the Badlands, packed earth. The roads that you see leading out of the town go for about the same 5 or 6 feet before they gradually just kind of fade into packed earth as well. So there doesn't seem to be, there's no, trade route. You would expect, ruts from wagon wheels if they were trading with someone nearby, but you don't find any of that.
Okay. I am going to investigate where the party is.
Okay, well, everybody's kind of dispersed at the moment, so I'm just kind of going through what everybody's doing.
No, I mean the party that's going on in the background there.
Yeah. There's a party over here. It's so much better than ambulances and police cars. And trains. I don't know if you guys can usually hear the trains.
Oh yes.
No. So let's see. Goat, what are you doing? I think you're the only person I haven't.
After she bounced with the Druid Tambourine, she's going to go back inside. Is Anna, the innkeeper / house owner lady, still handy and around?
She is.
Olga has to ask her. She's like, all I have is kind of road clothes and the kind of clothes you wear under armor. Is there anywhere in this town that I can get some clothes that are more appropriate to the festival that's this time of year, the Dragon Moon Festival?
She thinks about it for a minute, and she says, well, we tend to really help each other out, so there aren't a lot of shops, but you can go talk to Gwyneth, and she may have some old clothes that she can loan you or give to you. I'm not sure. You'd have to really speak to her. And she gives you the directions to this house at the southern end of the village. And she says, go talk to Gwyneth. She is this nice half-orc, and she should have something for you.
Oh, man. It's like, Olga's like, thanks, because Olga's thinking, like, you know what? It'd be nice to relax and dress up. And, like, she steps out the door and goes, wait, she's a nice half-orc? This town is full of fake lies. There's too many smiles here. Nice half-orc? There's no nice. What's going on here? And she's going to try to find Dr. V because he's the most two-faced snake oil salesman she's ever known. He understands lies.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
of course, she's also going to make her way towards Gwyneth's house because a pretty dress would be nice.
Okay, well, Gingy was on his way to the fountain, so let's call it you guys meet up at the fountain. So, Gingy, what were you wanting to do once you got to the fountain?
Oh, I'm going to do my best to not make anything I'm doing noticeable. I'm not going to make any bold, weird movements because there's still an air of suspicion as much as I'm slowly starting to give way to, like, maybe if anything unnatural is happening here, these people aren't even privy to it. This just could legitimately be the nicest group of people on the planet. But being the person I am and the things I've seen, I'm still not like, no.
Well, the one thing you would have picked up on from your walk around town, I probably should have mentioned earlier, is that there's no protection in the town, and they are in the middle of this wasteland where just a roving fucking monster could just walk into town and just slaughter everybody, and they seem not to be worried about it at all. The only defense is that waist-high wall.
Yeah. And it's. Yeah. But anyway, so with that being said, I am going to cast Detect Magic on the water in that fountain.
Okay.
Oh.
And it
All
comes,
roads lead to that fountain.
that is water in the fountain. It does not come back as magical or altered in any way.
Okay. I am going to take a flask out and I'm going to fill it with that well water.
All right. You have a flask of water.
Okay. And
Is
then
there? No, go ahead.
are there still like kids playing in it?
Yeah.
I am going to release a. I'm going to do a 180-degree arm swipe, just like a giant presenting arm arch at the children, and make a illusionary rainbow and release doves.
Okay. And they will ooh and ah and like gather around and sit on the edge of the fountain, kind of at your feet, waiting for you to do more.
That's a very loud TV.
That is a very loud TV. That was a very quiet TV now.
I fixed it.
But so they're completely expecting you to put on more of a presentation. They're like, "Ooh, is this a preview of what we're gonna see on Dragon's Moon? What else can you do, Mister?"
I am going to. I'm just going to say yes. As just a taste. And then I'm gonna like bid you a grand adieu and shoot fireworks out of my hands and run away.
And they're all gonna clap and just get more and more excited. And then they go back to playing after you leave. They accept that that's kind of the end of what they're getting, and they go back to just doing what they were doing. So okay, Olga, and about the time that you finish shooting fireworks out of your hands, Olga walks up to you.
Well, Olga's trying to blend in, so she tries to smile because everybody in this town just smiles all the time and looks happy.
I'm
it's
going
like a
to
horse smiling. It doesn't work.
I'm going to visually shudder at that.
Olga blending.
And I guess is Olga close enough to where like she's addressing me verbally, or just horse smiling at me from a distance?
I don't know. Are you
Oh yeah,
close? Okay.
if she sees Dr. V, she's going to vector over towards him.
Okay.
Okay.
Because this seems wrong. It's like,
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, what a nice town. There's something terribly wrong here." Olga terrified of this nice place.
I'm less sure. Like I'm hushing, not having a loud conversation, but I'm going to say there's clearly something unnatural. I'm not convinced it's evil.
Well, then Olga has a clever plan. We can test the oddness of this place. The nice Anna lady said if I wanted to have something other than she's literally wearing her padded clothing that you wear underneath armor. That's all she's got. She's like, there's this house down here, and this house, trying to ping, down there, there's a lady named Gwyneth who's supposed to be a nice half-orc that lives there that might have some clothes she could sell me or just give to me.
Well, that sounds like something we should do. We should, until otherwise noted, we should try to be suspicious, keep our eyes open, investigate, but let's try to enjoy ourselves. What if this is legit? What if this is the real deal?
Wow. Okay. Gotta try to force another happy smile, cracking the skin of her face because it doesn't know how to
You
smile.
don't have to. You don't have to not be you. Just be you. Relaxed. Go take another shower.
Because there's, I mean,
Go take 7 or 8 more
7
showers.
stars. Yeah, it's one of those. Just not been a lot of nice, other than like when she's adventuring with you guys. It's about the nice of Olga's life. So.
All right, I'll come back
This
to you
is
two
weird.
here in a second. Steve, yonder, what are you doing?
Are there any kind of official buildings or town halls of some
There,
sort?
there is the one town hall here at the northeast of the town.
Yeah.
Okay, Yonder's gonna head over there. He wants to see if there are records of maybe like how long this town has been here.
Okay, so you go up to the town hall, and there are people clearly setting up decorations for Dragon Moon, in the big kind of meeting room. I don't know what else to call it because it's just really a big room, multi-purpose room. And in the back there is a door to the left and a door to the right, and the door to the right is the mayor's office, and the door to the left is locked. But the mayor's office door is open, but you don't see anywhere where they would store books or records of anything in the town.
Okay, he'll knock on the mayor's door.
Okay. And the mayor, kind of looks up from his desk and says, "Yeah, how can I help you?"
Hi, I just got into town with my troop of wandering adventurers. I'm actually a historian. I'm interested in the history of this town. I was wondering if there were any resources or perhaps anyone I could interview about just the origins of this town and any good stories I can put in my book.
He listens to you and kind of nods along as you talk. And you mention getting to the history of the town or stories, and his face gets a little solemn for a moment. And he says it's really not something that we talk about publicly, but we have a ceremony that we put our children through at the age of 12 that gives them the history of the town and kind of, introduces them to everything and makes them full citizens. If you'd like, we do this once a year, the night before Dragon Moon, and you and your companions are more than welcome to join us.
That would be great. Is there anything that I should be aware of? I obviously don't want to ruin any of the authenticity of the event.
No, it's a short ceremony. Just be here the night after tomorrow at 8 p.m. and here in the town hall meeting room, and I will take you, any children who have reached the certain age, or any of our other citizens who wish to participate in the ceremony again, and your companions as well, and you can learn about the town and become citizens if you'd like.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Hey-
While we're here, would you have any recommendations for places to visit, landmarks?
We're really a small, quiet town. We don't have a whole lot. The fountain is really the landmark of the town. If you've seen that, I suggest that I'm assuming you're staying in Anna's boarding house, take in some of
Yes.
Anna's good cooking, and make yourself comfortable and relax and enjoy your stay in our town.
Excellent. My name's Yonder. I'm afraid I didn't get your name.
He says, "It's very nice to meet you, Yonder. I fucking hate coming up with names right off the top of my head.
My radar went off as soon as you hesitated.
Yeah, I'm
I was
sorry.
like, oh.
The
My
mayor
name-
was not an NPC of importance.
No,
Oh,
he really was. My name is, and I keep coming up with really generic names like Matt. So his name is Matt.
There you go.
Because
Excellent,
we're going
Mayor
to step
Matt.
all over on our way out of town.
He is Mayor Matt.
Mayor Matt.
Mateus of Softbottom.
And then
You gotta extend that shit. Just
There you go.
everybody just calls me Matt.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
what do you call the guy who
Beautiful.
does all the work on the wall? Art. His name's Art.
His name's Art.
What about the guy who takes care of the roads? Phil. His name's Phil.
All right.
Okay, yeah, Yonder's gonna head back to the group.
Okay. Cypher, what do you want to do?
Oh boy. Well, there's really nothing outside of this place and the inside of this place. This is obviously not a natural scenario. What would I don't have anything on me that's going to be able to give me more information than what I'm seeing. I don't sense evil, correct? When I
Nope.
use okay. So why would a town of people be okay, I'll find Vitus's character.
Okay.
Um
He's still in the fountain square, so you can find him rather easily.
okay, so I'll walk over and
I'm currently walking back towards the inn, so I should be somewhere between the fountain and the inn.
Okay.
okay, good.
You're not going with Olga to Gwyneth's house.
No,
Okay.
no, she can go dress shopping on her own.
Okay, fair enough.
So I will catch up with him back towards the inn and say we should probably talk. This village is off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm going to conduct an experiment when I get back to the room because I don't trust the people here to watch me do it.
Have you sensed anything off
Nothing.
magically?
Everything in this town, every road, the layer of it, I've watched the layout of the roads. Everything goes back to the fountain.
Hey,
And-
thanks for the follow. Sorry.
Everything leads to the fountain. Every road leads to the fountain. The whole topographical layout of this city is a spiral with the fountain in the center, but I can't detect a damn thing with the fountain.
Okay. Hey, Imp, I'm just curious. When looking at the fountain, like, because we're standing next to it,
Mhm.
first of all, how tall is the fountain?
It's like 9 feet tall.
Okay, and the bottom ring
Mhm.
of the so basically, wait a minute, where is it? This thing here.
Yeah.
Like, how tall is that from the ground?
It's maybe 2.5 feet.
Okay, so if I were to walk around the fountain, looking at the top of the wall,
Mhm.
what is it that I'm seeing?
It's just stonework.
Okay, so those are just rocks, a rock formation.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. And the side of the side. So basically, if I were to look at it from the side, it would be the same thing as looking from the top. It's just a bunch of rocks submitted together
Yeah.
to form the. Okay.
Night, buddy.
Okay.
Hi, Liam.
And did we discover how deep it is from the ground down?
From the ground down, like
So-
Like how deep the fountain water is?
Yeah,
Oh.
like how deep is this level as compared to this level here?
All right. So what you've got is a couple of tiers. Like you've got
Yeah.
the big one, and then above it you've got a smaller ring,
Mhm.
and then the top of the fountain. So the big one is probably about 12 feet around. The
Right.
smaller one is in the air, let's say like 4 feet, and it's maybe 4 feet around.
Okay.
So it's kind of like this Christmas tree shape almost.
Right, right. And how deep is the water in the 12-foot?
2.5 feet.
So it's 2.5 feet. Okay. So there is a bottom to it.
Yeah.
Is the well water clear?
It is.
Is there anything in the well besides water, like coins or anything like that?
No.
Okay. And okay, stone. The water itself isn't. It doesn't seem like there's anything off with the water, right? It's just it's obviously just water.
It is obviously just water.
Does it smell funny or anything like that?
It does not.
My
Okay.
God, it's chlorinated.
If you're in Portland up here, they worry about is there fluoride in it?
You're fluoridated? We're worried that's gonna, make our kids' teeth strong.
Oh my God, it's such a. I'm not even getting into that. But
hey.
it's a thing up here.
Fluoride is what caused 9/11.
Of course it is.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
My summer at any clowns who say that, I just go, let's compare teeth. There's my mom, so genetically I'm like her material. There's my dad, there's me. My mom, child growing up in places no fluorinization. My dad, a little bit of it. Me, full life. My mom's teeth look like a fucking train wreck, and I think she's got one tooth left in her head that's totally not rotted and it's still quasi natural. All the rest of them have given up the ghost. Me, haven't had a cavity since I was 8.
Yeah.
It's like fluoridization worked.
Anyway, back on topic.
Damn it.
9/11. All I'm saying is fucking jet fuel can't melt steel.
Fluoride
Fluoride.
can.
Fluoride
Chemtrails.
can.
Chemtrails and fluoride.
Obama.
Making us all zombies.
All right. What's Olga doing?
The house of Gwyneth.
Mm-hmm.
So Olga will subtly tromp to that door and knock as politely as she's able.
Okay. And you hear a very feminine, very kind of sing-songy, happy, half-work voice come from inside the house. Just a second. And you hear some clattering around, and the door opens, and there stands this very tall, very well-manicured, tusks are gleaming, half-work woman. Says, yes, how can I help you?
Olga actually, it's like it's the polar opposite of Olga. In other words, she's just like, look at this woman like, I have no words.
Are you a thing?
Are you? It's like she can't help it. She like reaches out and just gently pokes the woman in the shoulder to see if she's real. It's like,
And
Like-
she'll kind of politely tilt her head and just look at Olga. She's wearing like a very nice summer dress. And she's like, yes, what can I do for you?
Olga just failed a willpower check. She's just like, Olga need pretty dress, please.
She says,
The next lady Anna said maybe you could help me find. I have this. It's like I'm wearing the padded clothing that goes under armor, that looks like I've slept in it several times. I have this.
oh, and she like
Olga's like, Olga wants this, and points at her.
a look of recognition kind of goes across her face, and she's like, oh, you're one of the adventurers that are in town. I completely understand. She says, come with me, and she kind of takes you back into her house, and she brings out 3 or 4 different colored dresses that she says, and you are welcome to take your pick or all, whatever you would like.
Olga has no concept. She's like, which one is the prettiest? I don't know. It's just, colorblind.
Well, she's like, here, will you take all of them and take them back to your room and figure out which one you like? And she just kind of shoves them into your arms very politely in a very eager, like, here, take these and these and these and these and these and these kind of way.
Wow. You know what? There's going to be a tear that actually runs down Olga's face. She's just like, are you really Ouijas? Are you God?
She's like, no, I don't think so. I just, I've been needing to clear out some of my closet space anyway.
And Olga just has to turn around and walk away. She doesn't have the right words.
Okay.
And just going to walk back to the inn.
Did you take the dresses with you?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Taking all 3 dresses.
All right. So let's see. I think the only person not at the inn at the moment, or at least headed in that direction, is Steve. So what's Yonder doing?
Oh, yeah, no, he's heading back.
Oh, he is heading back? Okay.
He wants to tell everyone about the event.
Okay. So before we get to that, I think Gingy had a something in mind, so I'm going to skip over to him. Gingy, what are you doing?
I'm going to go into my room and I'm going to close the door.
Okay.
If anybody is with me, anybody in the party is with me, they can come in too, but I don't want anyone outside of the party to be in the room.
Okay. I think Garen was with you, so.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to sit on the bed and I am going to take out a dagger and I am going to cut my palm open.
Okay.
And then I am going to just sort of keep a mental track on it. Knowing about how long it takes for a wound of this size and nature to heal, I'm going to be keeping a mental record of how long it takes for this to heal.
Okay. So you cut your hand and start to bleed. And it's, it's bleeding for about a minute or so. And then you kind of wipe the blood away and you can tell that it's already beginning to kind of scab over. And there's even some pink flesh showing up there already.
Okay. So it's already stopped bleeding.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of keeping a beat with my foot. About how many seconds was that?
55.
55 seconds? I'm gonna take the same dagger out, and I'm gonna do it again on the other palm. And this time I'm gonna take that well water and run it on my palm.
Okay. And you
And-
keep same beat again.
Yep, keeping the beat
Okay.
with my foot.
About 55 seconds.
Okay. And I guess so. He's still in the room with me. I mean, so this has been witnessed. Like you can see this.
Yeah, and it was definitely a cut that should have taken, well over a minute to stop bleeding and scab. So
Yeah. So well, that ain't right. But the well water seems to be well water.
all right. Cypher, are you reacting anyway, or just kind of taking it in?
Well, unless he's made a big grandiose display of wait a minute.
Ta-da!
Who's missing?
Nobody?
I see 4 people on the page.
I see
Gingy's-
5.
there we go. I scrolled up. Okay. I didn't. Okay. Anyway, unless he's made a big display of like the effort of what he's doing,
Mhm.
I don't think I would have been aware of what it was that he was trying to accomplish.
I didn't make a big to do of cutting myself, but I did make a bit of a to do of the palm healed. Like I'm holding it up at him. It was like 55 seconds, and my palm is visibly in better shape than it should be after just cutting it.
Right.
There's 55 seconds, as in, holy shit, 55 seconds is not normal.
And you've sensed nothing mystical about this location.
Nothing. The only thing I've noticed is that the architecture seems to point, like, the architecture, the layout of the road everything seems to lead towards the fountain. So, I was experimenting the lack of injury, the lack of everything in this town, and the way everything points to the fountain. My suspicions were immediately on the well water, but it's had no effect on the injuries. It detected no magic. I've got nothing. Clearly something is abnormal, but I've got nothing.
Does this village have some sort of holy location?
It does not.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I was looking for
Like-
to see if any.
like a church? You mean like a holy location, or just the town itself?
He was asking
if
for
there's
like a
like a-
church or something.
Yeah, a church or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Okay, that's what I.
Okay. The outskirts of the town, how far out does it go before it goes from grass to badlands?
About 6 feet outside of
And-
the wall.
Right. And outside of the wall, where the badlands are, what could survive in that environment?
Nothing friendly.
Well, I'm not worried about friendly. I'm just
Uh,
talking about like animal life, that kind of thing.
You could get some scavengers. You get a lot of like carrion birds and coyote type things. You'd probably have some
Right.
displacer beasts.
Okay.
Big desert sandworms and shit.
Yeah, definitely something that's
Scorpions,
yeah.
Scarab beetles, depending on how dry it gets, but
Snakes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that kind of stuff.
All right. I would go downstairs to the reception area
Mhm.
and look for where the person who introduced us into the place, if she is still around.
Anna she sounds like she's probably in the back, so she's not in the foyer where you normally come in at. But she's within earshot if you were to call for her.
Yeah. So I was excuse me.
Yeah, and there's a couple seconds, and then she peeks her head out around the door. It looks like she's got her hands in some laundry. You're like, yeah, what can I do?
Where can I go to get something to eat in this village?
So I can make you something if you'd like, or if you'd like to come in and help yourself to the kitchen, you're more than welcome. It's fully stocked. Other than that, there's a little meat shop down on the corner that you're more than welcome to go get some cuts of meat from if you want something in particular.
Thank you. And which way is the kitchen?
It's just in the back of the house. She kind of gestures with her head because she's got laundry in her hands. She's like, it's back here.
So I will walk into the kitchen, and I'm not eating anything. I just want to look at what they have stocked in this place.
Okay. Um, there's a lot of meat. There's a lot of grains and kind of what you would use to make bread with. There's some vegetables and even a couple of like apples and tree fruits that are there.
Okay, so what I would do is take a small piece of meat and a piece of fruit, it doesn't matter what, and go back upstairs to the room and
Mhm.
put it on the table. Just leave it on the table, and then I will go to the meat shop.
Okay. Um, Before you leave there, because I know Yonder was going back to get in touch with everybody, uh,
Hmm.
have Yonder meet you as you're, make his way to the inn as you're kind of looking around.
Okay.
So, Steve, what did you, how
So-
did you want to tell everybody what?
So, Yonder's going to tell everyone that he met the mayor, and he has a suspicion that um, the issues of this town have to do with a ritual that's going to take place tomorrow night. Um, and we've been invited to take part in it.
Am I present for that, or is it just the two of you?
No, I assume everybody's probably
I think
present.
it's
Yeah,
all
because
of
I
us,
was still at the hotel.
Yeah.
I'm en route back with the dresses.
I'd
Yonder
assumed
has-
you probably got there about the same time Yonder did.
Yonder has one more theory, and it involves the townspeople might have trouble leaving this location. If there's some way that we can test that, that'd be good. He
Olga's made it back
is
at this time.
is unsure about about kidnapping a townsperson and forcing them to leave, but maybe asking them, or
Yeah, I'd say go. You probably got there at about the same time that Yonder did, so you heard
Yeah.
all of this.
Olga's just like out of her. She's just like Olga thinks she's like, Olga met a half-orc lady who looked almost pretty, who was nice to her on the initial meeting, and she gave me these dresses for free. Just gave them to me. This town is insane. I kind of like it, but it's insane.
I'm very intrigued by the what would happen if someone leaves the village theory. I think that might be something I can work on.
If someone leaves the village, or another did any Olga has walked across part of this town. She hasn't searched the entire town, but she's walked diagonal across the town and seen a bit of it. Haven't seen any churches or graveyards or anything like that. Where do they have any dead? What do they do with their dead? So we seem to be healing really fast and magically recovering stuff. I'd like to see what the limit of that is.
I'd
I wanna
be
bring
interested
something-
to see what happens if you summon an undead creature, Olga.
Well, exactly. I need a corpse to animate dead with it, or let's go outside the perimeter, see if we can find some wildlife, kill it, bring it into town, and see what happens
Or
with the dead body.
maybe if we can find someone that's already dead.
If we can find something that's already dead too, it's fine.
I'm sure there will be.
It could be a twofold experiment. Find
Plenty.
something that's dead, just bring the dead thing in, and also find something dead and animate it. Bring it back as undead and see what happens. Like, does the undead just disintegrate? Does the dead thing come back to life? I'm curious. And in all the wrong ways. What?
So Shinji, during your walks around, you would have seen a small graveyard kind of in this section of town, so you can kind of ping in for that. And it is a small graveyard, but there are definitely some people that have died in town.
So northeast of the town hall, is it outside the wall or inside the wall?
It's inside the wall.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Before I leave the hotel, I would like, because I don't. I'm going to ask the hotel manager if I could have a piece of fruit, whole, like preferably whole.
Yeah. So Anna, she's like, yeah, and she said, I'll be right back, and she comes back and she's got an apple that she hands to you.
Perfect. Thank you.
She says, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I appreciate it. The apple should do it.
Okay.
Well, Olga has something she needs from the nice innkeeper lady. but she's got a minute. She's got a minute.
She's like,
Opportunity.
yeah, what can I do?
Well, it's one of those. Olga has girl question for nice innkeeper lady.
God. Do you feel less than fresh?
Well, no,
You
it's
know,
all
down
it's,
there.
It's the nice Gwyneth lady gave Olga these 3 pretty dresses. Olga has no color vision. I can't tell which one's prettier, and I have no idea how to do up these cute lacy things up the back or anything. I've never had anything like this. How the hell do you put this on?
She will take you up to your room, be accommodating, kind of just go over the dresses and the general, this is how you dress stuff with Olga in a very polite, matter-of-fact way. So she's accommodating, and she's like, this is how you do it, and it's just like, and that's that.
So which one of these colors would complement Olga's black hair and natural skin tone? Big smile.
She picks out a red dress for you.
Awesome. Olga's going to rock the red dress. Hey, we may be in Happyville, but I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts.
All right. So, Cypher, you were going to get some meat, yeah?
I was going to go to the meat shop. Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way to the butcher, which is this house over here, and you get in, and the butcher smells of smoked meats. There are sausages hanging in the windows. He's got just cuts of steak sitting out, ready to be purchased. And there's a few townspeople in there, making purchases, getting their dinners and whatnot.
Right. So I'll just wait in line until he's ready to serve me.
Okay.
And I will ask for just a very small cut of what a suggested meat.
Okay. And he says, well, and he kind of looks around. He's like, I'm having this venison steak for dinner tonight. That's what I would suggest. So,
Perfect.
okay. He brings over a steak, and it's probably the size of a dinner plate. He's like, do you want more than one or just the one?
One is just fine, thank you.
Okay. And he wraps it up in some butcher's paper, hands it to you.
Whatever the cost is, I'll pay it.
He waves his hand. He's like, there's no cost.
Well, thank you very much for your kindness.
He smiles and nods. And yeah, anything else you need?
No, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Thank you.
Okay.
And what I will do is basically go back to the hotel room that the small cut of meat and the fruit is, and just leave it on the table exposed.
Okay.
Ah, you have the same line of thinking that I'm having.
All right, and that's probably going to wrap up you guys' first day in town.
Mhm.
At this point, you're back to full hit points.
Yay!
Before we go to bed, there was something I was going to try to do before
Yeah, go for
I
it.
was actually went to sleep. And I think Cypher and I are having the exact same line of thought. I was going to cut that apple in half and just sit it on my nightstand before I went to bed.
All right. So you guys, anybody else want to do anything before they go to bed?
Well, yes, because Dr. V mentioned it. Olga wants to check out the graveyard, and not to sound morbid or anything, she may have to take somebody who can read better than she can. She wants to see, like, hey, do the head, is it like headstones? Do they have markings on them? Like, hey, here's how old this guy was and he died. Here's, like, can we check her out and see if, like, unnaturally long lifespans? This guy was a human. He lived to be 114. What the hell?
At this point, because it was already late afternoon when you guys got there, the graveyard's going to be too dark to read.
Gotcha,
Anything on
gotcha.
the gravestones.
Unless we were to, like,
Can
rock
Yonder
torches.
go as a creature that sees in the dark?
Yeah.
Because Olga has night
Alright.
vision, but night vision just shows heat.
Okay. Yeah, Yonder will come with
But
you.
Olga's
then.
gonna go. Olga's gonna go. Yeah. Let's. Do you want to let Tamarine have a night off and leave him at the stables?
Yeah, he can relax in the stable lounge chair that they undoubtedly have.
Curious to check out the cemetery, and then, of course, shamelessly, if there's nobody out there except for us just walking around, check out the graves. Not necessarily dig one up, but let's just check it out, because if there's skeletons down there, it could help our test.
You mean like if a foot's sticking out, then like it was
Well,
already
if it's
dug up.
because the whole tradition of 6 feet down to bury it, that shit's like modern era, man. Most times it was like dig a couple feet down, put rocks over it, re-put the soil. Don't bury
Right.
it forever deep.
So most of the tombstones, as far as the date range, is pretty much average what you would expect it to be. If the person had died of old age. So it doesn't look like there are no children's graves. There are no
No
graves that.
accidents.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It looks like everybody here lived a long, full, healthy life.
This is too bizarre. There's, it's statistically, but Olga would know where she's like just by numbers. Even a small village like this, there's no way no one ever has an accident and dies from it.
What's the
It's
oldest
impossible.
grave from?
It's
Like when was the first birthday?
it looks like the oldest grave there is probably about 400 years old.
Okay. Cool. Well, we'll probably head back then.
Oh wait, well we're here. Do you want to? Because you're a druid. You can do this kind of thing fast. We could do a quick survival and a nature check. You do survival. Olga would. I don't care. It doesn't have to be something big. We could be like a little desert scorpion, a little dinky thing. Let's hop the wall, go get something alive that we don't mind killing, like an insect or something, and bring it back in and see what happens to it.
Oh, like okay, so but here we see. Oh, I see what you mean. So like
Yeah,
have it
pop-
die an
pop-
unnatural death.
Get outside of the stone wall. Let's find something that's we don't mind.
Mhm.
Olga's not horrific. She's like, we don't have to kill something big. That I don't need a puppy, but let's find a bug or something. Kill it. Bring it back in, and put it somewhere like in a glass or something, and observe it. See what happens. Does it, as a dead thing,
Okay.
come back or anything weird?
Yeah, Yonner's gonna say, well, we need dinner anyways, so
Exactly.
we can go. Yeah, he's gonna turn into a snake and find some kind of bug or rodent of some sort.
Okay. And you kill it outside the town, and you bring it back
and
in.
Bring it back in. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait for.
Same kind of thing. I have no problem. Set because you said there's in each one of the rooms has a little desk and stuff. So it's like we just set it. I'll put it in a damn desk drawer
Okay.
for the night, and then wake up in the morning and see what's anything's happened to it.
Sure. All right. So you guys head to bed. In the morning, the steak, the apple, and the fruit have all decayed at the expected rate. Seems absolutely normal. The dead thing in the desk is still dead in the desk. You do get the best sleep that you've had in quite a long time, though. You wake up feeling as refreshed as if you had paid to sleep at a 5-star hotel in, one of the most luxurious zones in one of the most luxurious cities in the world.
Okay, we'll asterisk by that.
All right. Let's start with Gingy. What are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna look at the apple and go, huh.
Yeah, it's a little brown and a little mushy, but that's what you expect.
Huh. Okay. Well. Huh. I got nothing. I guess I'm gonna stretch and put on my fanciest of duds.
All right. Cypher, what are you doing?
Okay. So if the meat and fruit all looks as if it's aged appropriately,
It does.
then I'll dispose of it for now.
Okay.
But I am going to find the graveyard
All
that
right.
there is and investigate the graveyard.
Okay. So pretty much what I told them earlier, the date ranges, For birth and death are what you would expect from somebody dying of old age. Usually, generally, between 60 and 80 years. There's a couple that are a little bit longer, and a couple that are a little bit shorter, but the average is about 60, 70 years. Um, there don't seem to be any children's graves. All of the gravestones are, carved with beloved brother or husband or, daughter or mother or what have you.
hmm What is the well, first of all, do I know in game what the current year and all that is?
You do. I haven't come up with that system for the world yet, but we will call it, we'll say that you do know what the date is, and enough to be able to tell the passage of time on some of the gravestones and whatnot. And it looks like the oldest gravestone in the graveyard is probably 400 years old.
I'm looking for the newest grave.
The newest
When was-
grave
Yeah,
was
how recently?
about
Good.
5 moons ago.
Okay. Um. Okay. That shit. Okay. I don't exactly want to do something that's going to cause problems right now, but I think that it might be important to dig up one of these people.
I think we may be in Canada. We have found ye old Canada.
Ye old Canada.
Punch the mayor in the face, see if he says sorry, and then we'll know for sure.
Sorry, you want to take this onto the ice? What? Okay.
So I'm gonna do this because what's going on in town for the next couple days is everybody's really focused on setting up the town for Dragon Moon. So you have people that are hanging lanterns. They are running streamers of lights between houses, or not lights, I guess streamers where you would hang little mini lanterns and candles between the houses, and just really getting it decorated for Dragon Moon. Um,
She's not an expert at the observation, but Dr. V is, and she's casually doing it. It seem like anybody in this town is not a nice person? Like, are there any douchebags? Or,
Yeah, is there like
a
that
douchebag
house?
in town?
Yeah,
Like,
that
that
one
house,
house all the kids
Don't go
avoid.
play by that kid. Yeah, don't go play with Mr. Johnson's house. He's mean.
no, no, everybody seems real friendly. The only quirks that you get from talking to the townspeople is when you mention how, how is this town safe out here in the middle of nowhere and everything, and all they will say is the town is protected, and if you want to know more, you can learn so during the ceremony to become a citizen. And they won't talk anymore about it. And when they talk about the ceremony, they get a kind of a sullen, serious look on their face when normally, they're very happy and cheerful. That's the only thing that seems a little bit off in town. As far as everybody else seems genuinely happy and cheerful.
Aren't you
Okay.
sad that I am still lawful good?
So, actually, idea, because now we've been sharing this idea. We've been sharing these ideas, but before we scatter to the winds and decide what we're going to do for the next day or whatever, how old did the mayor Matt said when kids are 12 years old, right? When they're 12, they can take the citizenship
He did.
ceremony thing.
Yep.
Let's ask a kid under 12 what he knows about the ceremony and stuff. Because none of the people over 12 who've done the ceremony, they're all solemn about it. Let's ask a fucking little kid, if there are any little kids. I mean, there might not be. It's numerically possible in a town this small that there's not any teeny kids, but there ought to be some, hopefully.
Okay, so is Olga gonna go seek one out?
Well, Olga, well, first she's gonna try to find another one of those nice ladies like Anna and see if she can figure out how to like comb her hair neatly. Hey, it's a rare opportunity for Olga to not look like total dirt.
Okay.
She's
And
gonna
so-
take advantage of it.
Is this gonna be one of those moments where like in
She
the
takes
teen
off the
movie.
glasses.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Olga's gonna take her ponytail down for the first time and take her glasses off.
It's she shakes her top knot loose, and suddenly like her wisdom and her charisma switch places. You're like, what? Hey,
A
in this total
band of bards start playing "There She Goes."
it would be like, Olga, in this total dark with that paper bag over your head, you're not bad looking. Oh, don't you forget about me.
So
And
Anna
80 starts playing.
Anna tries to help Olga out with her hair, but the comb keeps getting caught in the fucking rat's nest that is the stuff on Olga's head. And eventually, like, she's just pulling and ripping hair out, and she's apologizing every time something happens. But the teeth on the comb
Anna.
eventually just all break. And Anna goes, I'm sorry, unfortunately, I'm not able to help this. It seems my comb is broken.
Is there somebody in town who does hair cutting, like a barber?
Um, she thinks for a minute and just kind of, we normally just tend to it ourselves.
So nobody in this town ever has tangled hair either. My God, it's perfect, Bill. My God.
It's just not something we really concern ourselves with a whole lot. And she's just kind of thinks about it for a minute. She's like, yeah, it's something we normally just kind of deal with ourselves. The mothers cut the children's hairs, and, it's just something we kind of handle. I manage on my own.
Maybe she's born with it.
Yeah.
They're just born with perfect hair. Okay, Olga has to go seek out another half work then. Maybe that nice Gwyneth lady again. Someone who knows how to deal with nappy orc hair. That's where Olga's going today.
All right. Gingy, what are you doing?
I am going to go to. Is there a? Have I haven't left the hotel yet. So can I? I'm going to ask the innkeeper a question.
Okay.
I'm going to ask her if anyone in town is a jeweler.
She says we don't really have a whole lot of extras in town. I think the closest that you would get to somebody that would work with something like that, maybe the blacksmith, but really all he does is make farm equipment and tools.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute.
All right. Cypher, what are you doing?
Okay. So, let me think here. We know that there's a city hall. We know that there is a graveyard. We know that there is a
Blacksmiths.
think. See, the problem that we're looking at here is there is not much that I can do within the parameters of my existing alignment. I know there are things that I could do to get answers, but those are things that I wouldn't be able to do.
Dude,
So,
yeah.
uh, okay. I'm trying to think here.
Well, wait. You're somebody who's a force of enforcement. Realistically, a paladin. They're kind of like, let's be honest, they're like the roaming kind of knight kind of person, right? So paladin would normally want to at least make themselves known to people in positions of authority, like the cops and shit like that. Hey, I'm in town, but I do this. If you XYZ, wouldn't you like want to seek out law enforcement and just go, hey, this is who I am. If you see me walking around town with a big sword and shit on my back and armor, not some psycho. I'm a holy Roman warrior kind of guy. Who the fuck is?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. There are 35 buildings in this village.
Probably primarily houses.
Yeah, they're primarily houses.
Yeah, but if you, unless we're talking about families of 10 each, that's not a lot of people.
No, it's a village of like 200.
200 people into 35 houses? Jesus Christ.
I mean, I didn't draw every single fucking house. Come on.
Oh, okay. Oh, did you draw these?
Yeah, I made this map.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a pre-created map. Oh,
No.
that's pretty cool, dude. Okay.
Then he rescinds half the smack talk he was about to dump out. Oh my god, it's one of those. I just had an epiphany thought moment though. It's when we get back together, Olga has to share it with everybody after she gets her hair combed.
I take it that the pathways that are shown here are the pathways. In other words, they're stone lined pathways, right? They're not just. It's not dirt.
Right.
Okay. Cobblestone roads up to a half-foot wall. Jesus, being a good guy is fucking limiting. Christ. I guess at this point, unless there is a place that they have, documentation that can be investigated, then it's just a matter of waiting until the ceremony happens to see what the hell's going on, because there are no otherworldly effects that are obvious.
Okay.
So
And Yonder has already searched for documentation and come up empty. So there is
Right.
not.
so we're sort of at that
Okay.
as far as that goes, that option is limited.
All right, Steve. Anything you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna try and ingratiate myself among the townsfolk, see if they need any help putting decorations up. I've already displayed my sculpture making ability. If they need any more of that,
Yeah.
I'll
They
offer it.
will. Yeah, they'll absolutely be like, yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have you help, and they'll have you, hang candles and lanterns and help set up decorations for Dragon Moon.
If there's anyone that I end up particularly working alongside next to, I'll introduce myself. And at some point, I plan on casually asking them if they ever make it out of town.
Okay. And there's a younger man, like his 20s, that you end up working alongside of, and he's helping you hang the lanterns and showing you how to set up the candles so they don't fall out of the holders and as they're suspended between the buildings and whatnot. But he's like, nobody really tends to leave. We don't have a reason to, but if we wanted to, we are always welcome to. There's nothing keeping us here other than the fact that we don't believe we'll find better life anywhere else.
That sounds completely rational. All right. Yeah, Yonder's going to continue helping set up for the festival.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do, but specifically on this day? This is
I'm
the
going to the
day before
blacksmith.
the ceremony. Okay.
This is the day. Today is not the ceremony. Tomorrow is the ceremony night.
Right. All right.
Okay, so Olga would like to. She wants to go back to that half work Gwyneth's because it's one, try to get her hair combed, but two, she's curious. Okay, your half works. Did you come here as a half work, or were you born here? Did you have, what was your, casual conversation, but it's also, did you come here as a half work and suddenly you were ingratiated, or were you born here?
Okay. So, Ginger, what are you going to the blacksmith for?
I'm going to go to the blacksmith, and I'm pretty much doing what everyone else is doing, and I'm trying to casually probe for a bit of information. I'm first going to approach him and say that what I'm looking for is someone who can work with fine metals, silvers and golds, and I was told there was no jeweler in town, but that you may be able to help me with a request.
And he nods. He's like, yeah, I do mainly tools, but I have done some silversmithing and whitesmithing. I may be able to help you out a little bit, but as long as you're not wanting anything too intricate.
Well, from my understanding, I would assume that there's no specific currency for your town, right?
He's like, yeah, we generally just kind of do things to help each other out and help the town. It's not really currency doesn't hold a whole lot of value.
I'm just gonna say, I've been so impressed with your town. I'm a bit of a collector, and I was wanting to sort of, what I tend to do is keep currency for each town. So I was going to see if you could possibly cast me just some some bauble, just some recognition of your town, a town symbol or something like that. You could press into a piece of metal for me.
Sure, I can do that. And is there any particular metal you'd like it emblazoned in? I don't even think that's the right word, but you know what I mean.
Something semi-precious. I'm thinking maybe a silver if available, and I understand while as uh, everyone tends to help each other out, I would like to compensate you for the metal, if anything, if for nothing else than to give you some metal, some gold to give the children when they come for the festival.
He nods and he says, "Well, um, if you'd like, you can give me the silver to use, or if you want to give me, let's say, 25 gold, because that's about the number of children in town, and I can hand that out. Not sure what they'll do with it. Maybe they'll throw it into the well and make wishes, but I will accept that as well."
Okay. I will give him 25 gold
Okay.
for his trouble.
All right, and he says, "Give me about an hour. I don't really have a whole lot of jobs lined up, as most of the tools for the year have already been created, and I should be able to make you something."
Okay. And while he works, I'd like to watch the process if I wouldn't be in your way.
Oh, he says, "Not at all," and he pulls out this this it's a stone slab that has, at first glance, it looks like just a couple of rings, one inside the other, carved into it. And upon closer inspection of it, as he's prepping the metal and getting it hot, it looks like a aerial view of the fountain down to seeing individual bricks carved into the rings. And he takes it and after heating up the silver, he stamps it into the silver, and you have this nice medallion-sized piece of silver that has this almost exact replica of the fountain engraved in it, or stamped in it.
And I will smile once it's ready, and I'll ask him, like, well, that's an interesting choice. Would you say that the fountain is kind of the heart of the city, or a symbol of the city?
It's aside from the town hall, it's the town square. It's the meeting place, and a town hall would look kind of funny on a piece of silver. So
And I'll ask him, like I'm pretty much intending on small talk the whole
Sure.
time while he's casting this, just general niceties and politeness, and I'll ask him, like, have you ever gotten any kind of weapon requests from foreigners? Anybody ever come in and need like a sword sharpened or anything like that, or is the tools more of your expertise?
occasionally we get people like yourselves that come through and they have weapons and I can sharpen them, but that's about it. I have a grindstone like you would for a plow or something, but I don't have the knowledge to craft a sword or a shield or a helmet. It's just not something I've ever needed here, so I never learned to do it.
Again, that seems like a perfectly rational answer to that.
He's a true smith. He's not a weaponsmith.
Yeah, no, he's a smith. Um, well, I will thank him for his time and give him his money to give the children, and and take the coin. And I'm going to inspect it very closely after I leave to see if there is anything that looks like it was, since this is an artist rendition of a topographical map or topographical view of the fountain.
Mhm.
I'm going to look at it very closely to see if any particular part of it was given any extra detail.
No, it's
Like,
got.
was there any?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, is there anything? Does anything stand out as looking like more loving care was put into the particular part of the sculpture?
What you've got is, from the aerial view and the rings of the fountain, you can see that there was enough attention to detail done that there are individual stones carved and grooves in the fountain base. And the water is actually, looks like they somehow managed to capture ripples in the water in this engraving. But it looks like immaculate detail was paid attention to the whole thing. It doesn't look like there's one spot that may have a little bit more to it than anywhere else.
I'm just a simple blacksmith, but I made you a silver amulet that came out better than the highest quality jewel crafting ever.
Right, right.
Well, when you don't have a lot of time to work on anything else, you can take your time and put details into stuff.
That's true. He took a 20.
This is the passion project.
Right?
And before I leave, I will compliment it because it does sound like a magnificent just piece of metalwork.
He kind of shrugs it off and he says, "Well, I don't have a lot of free time, or I have a lot of free time in the winter and the summer during, when nobody's using their tools because the crops have already been planted or harvested. So, I make use of my time."
You know what's fucked up is that obviously there's something twisted about this place and it's going to have a dark underlining, but for all intents and purposes, like, how good is this fucking village? Nobody gets sick, nobody dies unnaturally, everything's fucking free, everybody's nice. It's just
Yando's
wrong.
beginning to think
then-
that, like,
And then
whatever
poor
it is.
assholes like us show up and just level the fucking city.
yeah,
we kill
Yando's
everything.
beginning to think that whatever it is might be better left alone. If
So-
this is what it's like,
If
unless it's
well,
like people, Soylent Green.
my mind is that there's an inherent evil. Like these people are getting a benefit, but there's something a lot worse that we haven't discovered yet. However, I want to know, in the houses that are in this village, are there a lot of pots?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I have out of character, I've got 3 pots in my house, so I'd assume there's probably, 3 or 4 pots in each house.
No. I don't mean pot like boiling pot. I mean pot like plant
Pottery
pot.
plants,
Oh,
pots,
yeah.
ceramic type thing.
Some people have some herbs gardens in their backyard. A couple of people have some potted plants for decoration in their houses, but nothing, not an abnormal number of them.
How about tufts of grass? Are there like unnatural clusters of tufts of grass all over the place?
No, the grass is pretty evenly grown and maintained.
So if I were to bust into one of these houses, spinning in a circle and swinging my sword and knocking over the plots and stuff, I wouldn't find large amounts of money hidden.
No,
Okay.
This isn't Hyrule.
sorry.
I just wanted
You're gonna have to work-
to
Try
just wanted to
cutting
check.
the grass.
you have to work harder for your ruples. Sorry.
I just wanted to check. Okay. Yeah, my instincts. See, that's the thing about this situation, is that my instincts tell me that anything in any sort of world where there's inherent evil that can trap you in a fucking dungeon for 4 months, that something like this, there is an underlining.
The basic entropy effect of any organized society is nothing remains perfect. It can't. There is no physical way for a species that has anything above basic rudimentary intelligence, like insect life like that, to have a perfect society. It doesn't work. So something has to be wrong. Even if it's perfectly right, something's wrong.
Everyone's happy. And it's like, I think if there is something dirty happening here, if there is something evil, then I don't think the people are aware of the negative sides of it.
Well, they have meat, but there are no animals that are nearby that they can actually farm for the thing. And the only people that they show in the graveyard are the older people that died. So this may very well be a Soylent Green situation.
And this is also kind of a we're doing a bit of out of character player interaction, but this is also kind of like, I think these are the conversations we would have discussing between the characters. It's cute they have all these apples and stuff. Where are they? Okay, this blacksmith doesn't make any weapons at all whatsoever.
Nope.
Who's hunting up that wild game they've got? There ain't no trade routes that come here. Where are all these farms they're getting? Maybe these are all apple trees, but where are they getting all this food from?
The trees, as far as the apples, yeah, that's where they're coming from.
So apple trees. So justifiably they could have apples because
Yeah.
they have enough trees. Apple orchard. Where are the big farms
the-
that
the-
they're getting most?
The empty fields around the outskirts of the town do run with wildlife. So it is non-aggressive wildlife. Just, it's not one of those things I thought you guys would mention, so I didn't bring it up. But yeah, there are deer and rabbits and whatnot in these fields that are around the edges of town.
Even
Really?
even the fucking animals are nice. They're willing to die to feed
They
people.
just
in the fucking
like
village.
walk up to the plate
The-
and lay down on
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
The animals are all schmooze. They're like, kill me, skin me, make me yours. It's absolutely, I want to butcher one of these animals. Like, now it's like Olga's just like, oh my god, here's the ultimate test. Let's kill one of these animals like right in the middle of town and just see what happens. Suddenly, it's perfectly
Well-
clean, no CSI, just clean.
Well, we already saw what it's like. Like it apparently it doesn't affect animals. I have a
That-
feeling it might.
But that was we brought that critter from outside the wall.
Right. So I mean, like it might have to do with like once something's dead, it can't come back.
Okay, that's-
But like if it's still alive, alternatively, so it's also affecting Tambourine.
healing.
But,
wise,
so
healed,
it
yeah.
might not just be. It might not be intelligent creatures only. Tambourine is
pretty damn smart.
a magical beast, so he might not qualify as an animal for the purposes of this. But Yonder's theory is that whatever's still alive is going to be there's something that's causing everything to grow. Actually, does anyone seem like unnaturally healthy? Like, do people seem bigger here?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay. So there's just something that's like causing all living things to be like in their most
See,
proper.
Yeah.
see, two members of our party would not be. One of our members would absolutely never do it. Olga is like to the point where it's like, hey, you don't want to get caught doing it, but there's no problem. She would have orchestrating a person of undiscerned, don't pick a specific, I don't care which one, falls down and injures themselves in such a way that it would require long damn time to heal, or good healer skills, or magic to heal it. Because I've already seen that Dr. V shared the knowledge of he cut his palm and that shit healed pretty damn instant.
Well, you guys were all like hobbling, broken and
Yeah,
bruised when
we
you
he-
got to town.
We healed within a day injuries that resting naturally should have taken us months, at least weeks to heal up from them.
Mhm.
As if we had said, we rested for 4 hours, regained all healing spells, dumped the healing on ourselves, rested for 4 more, dumped. It's like, no. And regain our spells without resting and asking for the blessing back.
Yep.
So, yeah, something very wrong, just period. That being said, Olga wants to take advantage of it. She wants a pretty haircut, some makeup, maybe some
So-
shoes.
The current, I guess, next event is the ceremony. Do you guys have anything that you want to do before then?
Where is the ceremony
I
taking
want-
place?
It's
Sorry, drop
at
that
the
in.
town hall. I want everybody to have a chance to, I want you to make sure you've got all your investigating that you want to.
What
Yeah.
was the
Do all of us
reaction
want to?
from Gwyneth when I asked her, well, when did you come to town as an adult?
Oh,
Or
no,
you
she was
born
like,
here?
I was born and raised here.
Born and raised here. Which one of your parents was an orc?
Neither. Both of my parents were half orcs.
Okay, usually it doesn't work out. But all right, she lucked about. So your parents, were they born here?
Yeah.
Are your parents' bodies buried out in the cemetery?
They are.
Okay. Are their parents' bodies buried out in the cemetery? I mean, how far back does your family lineage tie to this town? Just curious.
Last 4 generations.
Last 4 generations, average lifespan of a half orc is usually about 40 because we die of violent deaths. But I guess if you lived in a nice place, maybe 70. So so for the last, call it 250 years ish, your family has lived here. Huh?
No, haven't had a reason to leave.
Pretty amazing. By the way, can you do anything about this tangle? What do you think? Maybe I cut my hair a little short. Would it help?
I'm not role playing cutting your hair or combing your hair.
Hey, Olga's taking advantage as much as she can.
That's fine. I'm just not going to role play that scene. There's no point.
But Olga can get a short haircut as long as this chick who's magically the nicest looking half orc she's ever seen thinks a short haircut would look good with this dress. Olga will go for it. But yeah, that's very odd. 4 generations of half orcs, none of them dying. They all died of old age.
Yeah, no, none of us left the village. There was never a reason to.
You guys have never and never been attacked by anything. Nothing bad ever has come across the wall, so to speak, and like even wild game. There's some nasty stuff out there in the wilds in the
She gets a little somber and sullen for a moment. She says, "No, there's some protection on the town, but if you want to know anything more than that, you'll have to attend the ceremony."
Heh. Okay.
I have a question for our group. Who wants to participate in the ceremony, and who wants to
fucking
possibly
way.
like surreptitiously
Uh,
watch?
I will torch the town before I participate in the ceremony. It's
Yeah,
sort of like stop me, I don't have work.
I will. I am absolutely interested in watching. I do not believe I will be participating.
Yeah, was it made clear to me when I talked to the mayor that because it sounds like everyone's going to be watching, but he did mention participation.
It's the intended, I guess, participation really is just attending. It's not a ceremony that you really have to take part in.
Okay.
It's just kind of a you're becoming a citizen kind of thing. So you assume that he's probably going to give a speech about the town, give you a little bit of town history so that you know about the town, and that's really it.
I gotcha. Okay, that's not something that we should worry about.
Yeah,
Then.
it didn't sound like he was going to make you give a pint of your blood over to, a blood
And-
god or anything.
And there is one more thing I was curious about before we, decide if we're going to go for the ceremony or not. Olga does not have a good. I guess it would be. Would you say building stone walls and stuff would be knowledge engineering? Olga has no knowledge of that kind of thing, but a knowledge of skill for like that would be masonry or something like that.
Yeah.
But I guess generally knowledge engineering. Olga needs somebody who's got better kind of grasp of knowledge skills than she does. She has penalties on any knowledge check, other than religion. I want to check out the wall that surrounds this town because everybody keeps saying there's protection. There's protection. Well, the basic concept of the wall is protection. That seems to be the border of the town. Once you get past it, we're back in the Deathlands of nasty, not Happyville, no green grass. And we checked the water for magic. Let's check the wall for magic.
Would Yonder's skill in sculpting affect his ability to assess the wall in any way?
As far as sculpting ability goes, the wall is what you would expect. It is stones stacked on top of stones, held
Okay.
together with some sort of binding like mud or something. That
But in primitive concrete,
Yeah,
kind of thing, which is not hard to make.
yeah, it's a wall.
Does it detect as magic in any way, shape, or form? With the detect magic 0 level spell, I mean, does the wall come up as magic?
No.
Huh. City wall, not magical. Well, we've healed up. We can replenish our water supplies and stuff, and there's enough game here. Geographically wise, shit. Does anybody? Olga doesn't have one. Does anybody have a map of the realm? Like, we started here, we took a ship around to here, we're trying to get here.
Yeah, you've got a general idea from the world map that I usually pull up when we're not anywhere
Right,
specific.
but do any of us actually have a world map? Because I know Olga doesn't, not on her equipment, so it's like, did any of the guys who...
I don't think
'cause
I gave anybody a world map, but I would assume that
I think-
you have one on you. It's
The-
not something
We're
you go adventuring.
worldly.
Yeah.
Well, no, well, here's the thing. I want to see if...
Yeah, we've been
hey,
traveling.
ask these friggin' people, where are we? Because we kind of have a general idea where we approximately are, because we went to that one city, and we have an idea where we are. I want to see where they think they are. Where are we?
Okay. And
Oh,
What's on
on
this world map?
the map, they point out where you expect to be.
Okay, so it's not like this. That kind of solves the thought process. Even though Olga's not intelligent, she has the wisdom. We're not like in some weird, mysterious Krypton space bubble of we didn't step through into an alternate dimension of we're not really there. We're
No,
actually
and-
somewhere far else. It's like this is where we should be.
Yeah.
This is where
and
they should be.
If you were, Gigi's staff would just be
Going
going
nuts.
bonkers. So, and
Yeah.
it's
So-
not. So.
Is there any other? Well, do we have any other? Because there's a couple detection spells and spells Olga could cast, but she also doesn't. There's detect magic. There is nothing magical coming up on the big water for the town or the wall, other than we can roll through the town and play the detect magic game on everything in the town. It doesn't seem like it's the actual town or the location that's magical. It's just something about it. just makes it happen to be Perfectville, and something's protecting it. You know, they're tied in with Thulu.
Anybody else have any specific things they want to do before the ceremony?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a spell I'd love to cast and
Okay.
talk to Ouija a little bit. There's 3, but divination is basically the bullet summary one of it. What the fuck makes this town protected? This town should not exist in this state. Nothing is this perfect. What is going on here, Ouijas?
The feedback that you get is vague at best and tells you that things will be explained.
Yeah, I don't know about Olga's like, I have no intention even going and watching this bizarre Children of the Corn like ceremony these guys are gonna have. I'm ready to pack my shit and leave. Let's turn it. We're healed. We've got water. We could kill something on the way out of town to kick it as game. Meaning kill like the deer and rabbits and stuff, not just like kill a person and take them with us. Not that evil. Yet.
Anybody else? Anything you want to do?
There's nothing else that I can think of.
Okay.
Charge my
No, I think we're
oh
ready to
shit
go.
ring.
All right. Fair enough.
Very nice, kid.
All right. So who all is planning on attending the citizenship ceremony?
Yonder
I am.
is.
All right. I got a Yonder. Who else?
I'm going.
All right. And I'm going to take you to my very poorly drawn.
Yay,
Olga has
poorly
Oh, you know
drawn.
what? No, I'm not, because that has secrets
Gesundheit.
and
Twice, Dad.
things. So we're not going to worry about that. All right. So 8 o'clock rolls around the next night, and Yonder and Vitus are at the town step, or the steps of the town hall. Cypher, did you say Garen was not going? Right.
No, what to the event? No, I'm definitely going, but
Okay.
I'm there. I'm going with the intent of eventually striking something evil down. So
Okay. All right. So the only person not there is Olga.
Olga's
and
staying in the
Tamara.
nice bed and breakfast.
All right. So about 8 o'clock rolls around, and you gather with all the children outside the town hall, and there are a couple of citizens of the town that you see that are there with you to go through the ceremony or they attend the ceremony again. Everyone is led into the town hall, and the mayor addresses the crowd and says, "Our town is a special place of peace in a dark and dangerous world. Here we are kept happy and safe. We know no injury or lasting harm, and when old age finally comes for us, it does so with dignity and peace. This great gift was given to us by by our founder, the great wizard Amaleus. He was wise and kind, and he was willing to sacrifice anything to give those under his protection safety and happiness. He paid a great price to do so, and that is a price that each person in this room must pay as well. Anyone in this room may end the peace at any time if they choose to do so. No one will stop you, but I would ask that you do not make your decision in haste. You may decide today that the price should be paid and change your mind tomorrow. While the peace remains in place, you may decide at any time to break the peace. Once the peace is broken, however, it is
Flushing
ended.
it through?
It is ended forever. Are there any questions before I take you downstairs?"
I'm not there, but I do have a question.
You're
for
not there.
GM-wise. I know I have a question for the GM wise because it's part of our equipment.
Well, right now is not the time for it.
Thanks. Okay, I'll be over here. Tell me when we're done. Speaking stones, but it's a piece of our equipment.
It's not the time for it right now.
Okay.
So anybody have any questions in the town hall before you go down?
Can we
No.
define the
Okay.
peace?
He says the peace that reigns over this town, that keeps the town safe.
Okay.
So this is something specifically within this town.
It is. All right. He kind of looks around, doesn't seem to get any other questions from anybody else, and He leads you down into the basement of the town hall. The only light that he allows is a single torch that he carries. In the dark basement at the furthest point of the stairs is a single solid wooden door. Near the door, sitting on the floor of the basement, is an old coffin. The mayor leads the group halfway to the door and then he pauses. He says quietly, "I'm about to open the door. What you see beyond it is the sacrifice that powers the spell. Any act of kindness or mercy to the sacrifice will break the spell. I ask that you look, but remain silent while the door is open." Everybody that is